In her recent press club address, far right politician Pauline Hanson talked about hate preachers in some mosques. She talked about there being no room for hate preachers in this country. If they've arrived here, they should be deported. If they live here, they should have the full force of the law. And she even referred to Islamic hate preachers as a social cancer. So I want to unpack this a bit because there's a really interesting paradox going on in this speech. She's right at one level. There's an underlying dynamic to any extremist preacher, and it's worth saying there are hate preachers in all religions, not just in Islam. One of the underlying dynamics is this idea that they are right and everybody else is wrong, that there's no room for pluralism or diversity, but there is only one correct way to live, and it is their way. The other underlying value we get in hate preaching is this tendency to demonize or even dehumanize other people. So if you're not with us, you're against us. It can be a very kind of antagonistic relationship to the wider world. And in religious circles, there's all sorts of language that gets laden onto this. People who are not in the group are heathens, they are pagans, they are the enemy, they are unrighteous, they deserve to be destroyed. And here's the great irony. In her own speech, Hanson talked about Australia being a monoculture, that if you don't come here and assimilate and learn the language, you have no place in Australia. The underlying ethic of her speech was the exact same thing as the hate preachers she decries. She also claimed there is only one right way to be an Australian. And if you're a migrant who doesn't speak good English, if you're Indigenous and accepting any form of welfare, if you're a Muslim or transgender, these were all targets in her speech, you are not being the right kind of Australian. It was also very clear that she lives in this antagonistic relationship to the world, much like extremist religious people. Now, Hanson herself doesn't use religious language, but the underlying dynamic of her attitude towards the world and to culture is the same, which is there is no place for diversity and pluralism. This is a really dangerous way of thinking, and it's one that belongs to the far right of any group. The difference is, and this is key, our press and press club and mainstream media do not give platforms to Islamic hate preachers, but they are giving a really big platform to Pauline Hanson.